won this with Corbière. A 5th ride in the race for Michael Bowlby, who's 28. It's gone from 20 to 1 to 16 to 1. There's Go Far and Hewell Davis, who won this on Last Suspect, a surprise winner. And Go Far, in fact, on whom Hewell puts up 3 pound overweight, is adjudged the best turned out horse. So his lad, Kayla Chilton, or his last rally, gets 200 pounds bonus. Hewell Davis, 35 years old, on Go Far. And there is Twin Oaks, just being resaddled. And so he'll probably drop into the rear of the parade when that gets underway, as it should very shortly. Neil Darty being anxiously questioned there. Meanwhile, this is What's the Crack, and Jamie Osborne, who had a sparkling Cheltenham. What's the Crack, one of several who have blinkered. Jamie Osborne's 3rd ride in the National. He's 24 years old, and What's the Crack, a winner of 2 of his 17 races. Doesn't sound a very promising record, but he's a very good stayer, and trained by a lady who really knows her business, Henrietta Knight, as Wilsford. Followed by Go Far. The single diamond, the multiple diamonds are on What's the Crack. 16. My colleagues out in the country will particularly want to look at this one because it's a change of colours on Rawhide, who's trained by Mas Morris, whose 41st birthday it is today, and is ridden by Kevin O'Brien. His 3rd ride in the race. Is 28 years old. Rawhide from Ireland, winner of 7 of his 27 races. Despite the change of colours, those red blinkers are a bit of a help for identification purposes. Followed by another Irishman there, Laura's Bow, in the hoop colours, and then the only grey stay on tracks. And there is character reference. Puts up 1 pound overweight, Darren O'Sullivan, having his 1st ride in the National. He's 22 years old. And the parade has started, and obviously Twin Oaks will be dropping in behind them. And the parade, of course, being led by 27-year-old Red Rum, 3 times a winner and twice second in 5 appearances in the Grand National. And he knows who the cheers are for this afternoon. Behind him comes last year's winner, Seagram. Seagram, ridden once again by Nigel Hawke. He's unbeaten in the National, Nigel, so far. It was his 1st ride last year. 26 years old. And Twin Oaks in the paddock, just about to be remounted by Neil Darty. Meanwhile, Rummy leads Seagram, who's being followed by Docklands Express. Docklands Express, ridden this afternoon by Peter Scudamore, deputising for the injured Anthony Torrey, with what mixed feelings poor Anthony must be watching this. Cool Ground is behind him. Cool Ground and Martin Lynch. Martin Lynch, 33-year-old, riding in his 2nd Grand National. This is Bonanza Boy. Bonanza Boy and Steve Smith-Eccles riding in his 10th National. This horse has been 8th, 16th and 5th. Steve, 36 years old. Behind him, 6 is Rock de Prince and Charlie Swan. He's lately been sold, this horse. Then Brown Windsor behind him. Brown Windsor just turning with Richard Dunwoody. Then comes Party Politics in new colours, followed by Auntie Dot, who was 3rd last year. Behind Auntie Dot is Omerta. And then comes Romany King. This is Romany King, just turning ahead of Huntworth. Behind Huntworth will be Wilsford in the blinkers, and then Go Far. Go Far, 3 pounds overweight for Hugh Davis. What's the Crack comes next, and Jamie Osborne, and behind him Rawhide in the change of colours, then Character Reference and 22-year-old Character Reference, 1 pound overweight. Laura's Bow follows, and Conor O'Dwyer, then Stay on Tracks, the only grey, followed by Rowlandson's Jewels, 3 pounds overweight Graham Bradley. Then comes Cloney Grange, ridden by Doc O'Connor. Behind him is Syrah J, who ran here last Thursday and finished 7th in the John Hughes Memorial. Over the Road comes next, ridden by Robbie Supple, and behind him is New Halen, who led for a long time last year. Then Hot Plate, 5 pounds overweight, the locally trained Hot Plate, ridden by Graham McCourt. Mr. Ed comes next, Derek Morris, followed by Golden Minstrel, Eamon Murphy, his 2nd ride. Then Old Applejack in the pale colours. Behind him, Rubika, Peter Niven, 2 pound overweight. Royal Batteries next, Roddy Green. Then Team Challenge, who just turned in ahead of Just So. Then Golden Fox. Behind Golden Fox is Radical Lady. Radical Lady turns ahead of Mighty Falcon in those check colours, and then Steersby with a diamond, 6 pound overweight that one. Kittinger's next, followed by Forest Ranger. Then Why So Hasty will be behind him. This is Forest Ranger just spinning round. Why So Hasty, who seems to have settled now in the protective bandages, is ahead of Honeybear Mead. And Twin Oaks is back on the racetrack now, to the relief of his supporters. Just too late to join in the parade there, but certainly looking totally unperturbed himself following that temporary drama with Roger Farrant, one of the administrators here, just telling him telling Neil Doherty to still parade up in front of the stand, so that the crowd can get further along the course, can get a view of him. Twin Oaks, winner of 12 of his 28 races. And Red Rum turns at the top of the parade to be led back, still very much on his toes, very full of himself indeed. And great to see him here. And several of them having a look at what will be the first of the 30 obstacles, and that's the camera in the fence that's spying on them, as it were. Left to right is Forest Ranger, Mighty Falcon, New Halen, the crossbelts of Honeybear Mead, and then comes Kissinger, and then Team Challenge turning. This is Honeybear Mead in the sheepskin noseband, a winner of only one of his 19 races. He was the last one to scrape in at the very bottom of the handicap, because since 1984 the field has been limited to 40. And there's the one that headed the 39 last year, Seagram, trained by David Barons. Winner of 16 of his 62 races. He certainly hasn't fired this year, but who knows whether he'll rise to the challenge once again of these unique fences here at Aintree. And there's Twin Oaks having a look at the first, and returning with Neil Doherty, 34 years old Neil, already successful on Hello Dandy, Docklands Express, and Peter Scudamore on his 12th national ride. 33-year-old champion who's broken so many records and whom so many would dearly love to see win a Grand National. Little horse this, but a very, very promising conveyance Peter's got this afternoon. He's walking with Graham McCourt on the hot plate on his left. Cool Ground and Martin Lynch having only his second ride, 33 years old, deputizing for Adrian Maguire on this Gold Cup winner, who would be the first since 1934 to complete the Gold Cup national double in the same year. first since Golden Miller back in 1934. He's winner of 13 of his 46 races, and he's a pretty high-class horse to be carrying 11 stone 1. Team Challenge there with the blinkers on the right. Brown Windsor is another blinkered runner. Richard Dunwoody, riding in his 8th National, won it as a young man in '86 on West Tip. He's 28 years old now, Richard. He's just won the Ritz Club Charity Trophy. He's had 4 winners at the meeting, and as a matter of fact, he's had 4 falls as well, but he bounces up with tremendous resilience. Brown Windsor, winner of 10 of his 23 races and 4th in the race in 1990. Well, there still appears to be a little problem with Twin Oaks. He's dismounted again by Neil Doughty. Gordon Richards there on his left. Actually, it's not Gordon, I think it's his brother. But there is Gordon. And there's Party Politics in unfamiliar colors, because he's just been bought by, on behalf of Mrs. Patricia Thompson, likewise Rock de Prince. It's written by Carl Llewellyn, deputizing for Andy Andrews, who knows him so well, but who unhappily is sidelined with injury, to which one of the injuries to which these brave Cavaliers are so prone. But Andy's here to cheer him on this afternoon, to cheer on Carl Llewellyn, who's 26 and who's riding in his 3rd National. And this is the tallest horse, quite the tallest horse, competing in the race this afternoon. That's Omerta towards his left, being followed by Why So Hasty. Those bright pink colors. That's Radical Lady in the corded colors to the left. Auntie Dot and Mark Dwyer. Mark riding in his 4th National. And this mare, one of the few mares in the race, was 3rd in 91 last year. She's a winner of 18 of her 66 races. And she was bred by her trainer, who rode successfully on her Grandam. It would be a wonderful family triumph if Auntie Dot could succeed. Meanwhile, here's the latest betting.
And joint favourites 8-1, Docklands Express and Brown Windsor. Twin Oaks 9-1, Cool Ground also 9-1, and on 12-1 from 14s, Auntie Dot. Laura's Bows 14-1.
And they're being called in. They're crowding over towards the left, the near side that is, but it could be, no, they're just turning there. This Party Politics, the big horse in the center. Wilsford trying to get in. And that away, Mr. Ed dwelt, and Rowlandson's Jewels dwelt a little too. And Cloney Grange is the first to show, with Golden Minstrel on the inside. Golden Minstrel, Cloney Grange, Forest Ranger is right up there. Brown Windsor's gone up there from the outset. Huntworth's there on the far side, but Golden Minstrel is just the leader from Forest Ranger, then Character Reference, and Just So also there. And what a crack on the near side, and over to John Hammer.
And they're spread right across the track, and among the leaders Go Far right in the centre, with Over the Road and Over the Road touchdown in front. And I can't see a faller at the first. There's one, in fact, it's Rawhide. Rawhide went at the first. As they come to the second, Go Far, Brown Windsor, Character Reference, and Huntworth and Golden Minstrel right up there on the inside. Twin Oaks is at the back with Old Applejack and Team Challenge. As they come to the third, it's Golden Minstrel on the inside from Brown Windsor and Go Far. The leaders over safely. At the back of the field, still Twin Oaks climbing over that one, and it's Golden Minstrel from Go Far, Brown Windsor, Huntworth, Forest Ranger, then Sarah J. Over the Road, Cool Ground well placed, and over to Julian Wilson.
Golden Minstrel led over that one, the 4th. Close behind him is Character Reference. Brown Windsor's right up there prominent. Go Far towards the centre of the course. Sarah J towards the outside as they come to the 5th fence. And Golden Minstrel rises first. Brown Windsor is over in second place. Forest Rangers well there on the inside, with Wilsford right towards the outside. It's Go Far, then Huntworth close behind that as they come down to Beecher's Brook. And Golden Minstrel leads the national field. Golden Minstrel over. Go Far. Brown Windsor's down at Beecher's. Brown Windsor is down at Beecher's, and that is the only one that has fallen at Beecher's Brook on the first circuit, and Golden Minstrel leads into the 7th fence. From Wilsford in 2nd place, Forest Ranger is 3rd. Then What's the Crack after that? Go Far on the outside of Party Politics. Rubik is on the outside of Romney King, and behind those are Over the Road as the leaders come to the canal turn, with Golden Minstrel the leader from Wilsford on the inside. Then Forest Ranger on the outside of What's the Crack. Behind those are Go Far and Party Politics. Behind Party Politics is Romney King, then Rubica. Omerta is pulled up at the back, and Honeymead has fallen. But it's now Wilsford who leads the Grand National field from Forest Ranger. On the outside is Golden Minstrel, on the inside is What's the Crack, then Party Politics as we rejoin John Hammer.
Steersby has refused, and Wilsford led over that one from Forest Ranger. Then Golden Minstrel right there with Go Far. Then What's the Crack, Party Politics, Rubica, Over the Road, Character Reference as they jump the next open ditch. That's fence number 11, and Forest Ranger going up into 3rd place behind Wilsford and Golden Minstrel. Then Party Politics followed by Go Far, Over the Road, Rubica. Then What's the Crack, Romany King, and then Stay on Tracks, Character Reference, Cool Ground. And they're followed by Mr. Ed, then Auntie Doc, Docklands Express, and at the back of the field still, Team Challenge, and last, Rock the Prince, and even further behind him is Golden Fox as we join Peter O'Sullivan.
Coming to the 13th now of the 30 fences, and it's Wilsford and Golden Minstrel disputing it about 8 lengths clear of Forest Ranger. Just in behind them come Over the Road and Party Politics. Behind them, travelling well, is Romany King with Go Far also going well. Coming down now to number 13, and it's Wilsford on the far side in the blinkers. On the near side, it's Golden Minstrel. Just in behind them come Forest Ranger and Go Far. Then behind them, Over the Road. These two leaders with quite a commanding advantage at the moment as they come down to number 14, Wilsford, representing Jenny Pittman, who won it with Corbière. And the Minstrel just leads Golden Minstrel there. Then comes Go Far. Just in behind Go Far is Hot Plate running a big race. Then on the far side is Forest Ranger, who's been there from the outset. Party Politics is next, and then Rubica, and behind Rubica is the grey Stay on Tracks. Over the chair, Wilsford lands in the lead from Golden Minstrel, Go Far. Behind them, Forest Ranger and Party Politics and Hot Plate and Stay on Tracks and Romany King and Rubica and Over the Road. And as they come to the water, Wilsford leads Golden Minstrel. Rowlandson's Jewels was a fall over the chair, and it's Wilsford the leader by 3 now as they go out into the country on the final circuit. Golden Minstrel is second. In 3rd place is Go Far with Hot Plate on his outside. 4-5 is Forest Ranger on the inner, and behind them come Party Politics and Romany King and Rubica on the outside, and Stay on Tracks and Auntie Dot going well. Then Old Applejack and Mighty Falcon, and on the inside is Mr. Red also, with also What's the Crack. They've crossed the Melling Road, and it's still Wilsford from Golden Minstrel, Forest Ranger on the inside, Party Politics, Rubica on the outer as we rejoin John Hanmer.
And Wilsford still shows in front of Golden Minstrel. Hot Plate right there, and so are Party Politics and Romany King and Forest Ranger on the inside. Cool Ground making ground in the centre of the course with Character Reference. And as they come to the 18th, Huntworth has been pulled up, and over that one, Golden Minstrel and Wilsford from Hot Plate, Over the Road, Go Far, Romany King, Forest Ranger, Cool Ground, Character Reference, Docklands Express, Stay on Tracks, Rubica, as they jump the 19th, the open ditch. And still Wilsford with Hot Plate going second, and New Halen has gone there. And another one who's gone at the back of the field is Bonanza Boy as they jump the 20th. It's Wilsford and Hot Plate from Golden Minstrel, Go Far, and Over the Road and Cool Ground, and over to Julian Wilson.
Wilsford Over the Road on the outside of him. Go Far still well there. Golden Minstrel losing a little ground as they jump the one before Beecher's. And Hot Plate it is who's moved into the lead on the outside. Hot Plate from Wilsford in 2nd place. Go Far, Golden Minstrel. Party Politics is getting closer. Cool Ground's quite close behind the leaders, as is Docklands Express as they come down to Beecher's for the 2nd time, with Hot Plate in the lead. Hot Plate pecks on landing, but over from Go Far in 2nd. Then Party Politics on the inside, creeping through is Romany King. And Mr. Ed fell at Beeches as they come to the 23rd fence. Hot Plate leads over it. From Romany King second, Wilsford is third. Go Far is fourth. Fifth is Stay on Track's getting closer. Then Party Politics behind that. Forest Range was there in the inside. Tony Grange fell at Beeches the second time, but as they come to the canal turn, it's Romany King and Wilsford in the air together. Hot Plate's back in third. Stay on Track's on the inside of Go Far. Then Forest Ranger behind that and Party Politics. Then Over the Road. Then Golden Minstrel. Ardy Dot's getting closer, as is Cool Ground and Docklands Express. Kittinger fell at the canal turn, but now it's Romany King who leads from Wilsford. Party Politics getting closer on the outside as we rejoin John Hanmer.
And Romany King touchdown just in front of the fifth from home, from Hot Plate towards the outside. Then Party Politics going up there, and then comes Go Far and going to the last open ditch, four from home. There are a lot there with a chance. And Party Politics touchdown just ahead of Romany King in second place. Then Hot Plate, then Stay on Tracks, and Docklands Express improving, then Go Far and Cool Ground and Over the Road as they jump the third from home, and it's Party Politics, and Carl Llewellyn lands in front of Romany King, then Docklands Express and Stay on Tracks, Go Far, Hot Plate dropping back, Old Applejack running on, then Over the Road, Cool Ground, Forest Ranger, Twin Oaks. Seagram's been pulled up, so's Royal Battery, but it's Party Politics in the lead from Romany King, Docklands Express and Stay on Tracks, and over to Peter O'Sullivan.
Yes, it's this, John. Party Politics in the lead by about 4 from Romany King. Stay on Tracks is running on well. Docklands Express is not far behind them. They're racing down now towards the second last fence in the National, and it's Party Politics who is well clear at the second last. Party Politics and Carl Llewellyn from Romany King. Twin Oaks is making very good progress from the rear, but Party Politics lands 3 clear of Romany King. Then comes Docklands Express in third now, racing down to the final fence, and Party Politics has the commanding advantage over Romany King, who's under pressure. Party Politics lands in the lead from Romany King. Then comes Docklands Express, and Laura's Bow has moved into 4th place. They're racing towards the elbow, and Romany King is putting in a tremendous challenge. It's Party Politics from Romany King. Laura's Bow coming to challenge Docklands Express for third. Racing towards the line of the giant Party Politics from Romany King. Laura's Bow has moved into third and racing up to the line. And Party Politics is going to win the 1992 Grand National. Second is Romany King. Third is Laura's Bow. Fourth is Docklands Express. And then behind them came Just So and Twin Oaks in a photo, followed by Old Applejack, and then Over the Road, and behind Over the Road was Stay on Tracks, and then Cool Ground and Go Far and What's the Crack. This is the winner, number 8, Party Politics, ridden by Carl Llewellyn, owned by Mrs. Patricia Thompson, who only bought him a few days ago for a reputed £80,000 from David Stoddart, trained by Nick Gaisley, which will be an immensely popular success because he's a very, very well-liked trainer. Ridden by Carl Llewellyn, successful at his 3rd attempt in the National as a 26-year-old, with second, number 11, Romany King, and what a fine race he ran, owned by Mr. L.J. Garrett, trained by Toby Balding, and ridden by Richard Guest. And third, number 18, Laura's Bow, came on the scene late, owned by Mr. J.P. McManus, trained by Frank Berry, the 10 times champion of Ireland, having his first runner as a trainer in the National, and ridden by a first-time rider, Conor O'Dwyer. Party Politics, though, is the 14-to-1 winner, and fourth was number 3, Docklands Express. So Carl Llewellyn returning to that hallowed arena after deputizing so brilliantly for Andy Adams, who has all our sympathy. Here, sidelined through injury, but here to cheer him on this afternoon. Carl Llewellyn, 26 years old, 3rd time lucky, and Party Politics, a winner of 6 of his 15 races now, appeared to give a flawless jumping performance. If ever a horse was unlucky, it was probably Brown Windsor at Beeches on the first circuit, where he cannoned into another horse and had no hope of recovery. Or the horse cannoned into him, whichever way you look at it. The police clearing away for the winner of the 1992 Grand National, for which the 40 runners set out as winners of no less than 352 races between them. This is the hero. There are very few horses that can make these entry fences look puny, but he really did make them look easy. This great big fellow. Absolutely fantastic last-minute purchase, obviously. On behalf of Mrs. Thompson, a wonderful change of luck for Nick Gaisley, being congratulated there. He's been dead out of form. And a change of form couldn't have come to a nicer place. Learnt the ropes, as my colleague John de Moraville just reminds me, with the late Fulk Warbin, who of course both trained national winners and rode a winner, notably of course Reynolds-Town. Among the stragglers, I just see Character Reference, who was very prominent early on, returning unscathed. Likewise, Why So Hasty. Ready to weigh here. That's the stable companion of Party Politics, Rock de Prince, who was bought at the same time. Rubica's rider going through there. Rubica ran well. His former handler, Francois Dumaine, is here to see him this afternoon. And Romany King, what a cracking race he ran under Richard Guest. Ran a marvellous race, representing Toby Balding, who won it way back in 1969 with Highland Wedding, and then more recently with Little Paul Bear. And here's the winner. There's Carl Llewellyn. John Buckingham there, his valet. John, who won on Foynavan, you remember that 100-to-1 shock winner a little while ago. Laura's Bow's rider, he was riding in the race for the first time. What a good ride he had too, Conor Edouard. I have a feeling he'd have been closer still if the reins hadn't dried up prematurely for J.P. McManus anyway. That was Peter Scudamore on the scales after another great ride, but not just quite great enough. The starting prices were as follows.
First, number 8, the topical winner, Party Politics, 14-to-1. Second, number 11, Romany King, 16-to-1. Third, number 18, Laura's Bow, 12-to-1. And fourth, number 3, Docklands Express, the 15-to-2 favourite.
Well, there we are, an appropriately named winner in election week, Party Politics. Here's the owner, Mrs. Thompson. You must have known something, because you only bought the horse, what, a couple of days ago, didn't you?
I didn't even know we had the horse till Thursday evening. So it's been a fantastic day out.
How did you not know? I mean, who made the decision?
Oh, my husband bought him.
Right.
Very kindly gave him to me. And this is just unbelievable today. It's so exciting.
What a present for you.
Lovely present, yes.
You bought
great.
Another horse as well, didn't you? I think you're...
Yes, I don't know what happened to him. Rock de France, yes.
We'll find out later.
That's right, yes.
But
no,
what an exciting
incredible.
day for you.
Incredible.
Well done.
Especially, you know, for everybody else concerned, it's wonderful, yes.
Nick Gaisley is the trainer. Turn around to the camera, sir, so that we can have a good look at you. And you've had previous runners, but not done much, have you?
No, most of them haven't got further than Beecher's first time. One got to Valentine's. That was about it. So this was a great change.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
He's a great big horse, isn't he?
Oh, he's a big fella, all right. But he makes the fences look small. He's very clever.
Yeah.
He jumped really well, Carl, didn't he?
Let's have a word with Carl. Well done, Carl. I mean, you've been you've ridden in 2 previous nationals and not got round, have you?
Yeah, that was true enough, yeah, but it came right today, didn't it?
It came wonderfully well. Tell us about it. Tell us about the first circuit.
Well, I went to look at the first and it was so small for him, he's so big. it just looked like a little hurdle, you know. That gave me confidence to start with. I had a lovely run round. He's done everything I wanted to. He shortened when I wanted for a big horse. He was great. Yeah. And he's taken me into the lead. I didn't want to hit the front where I did, but he's just pounding away in his own stride, and I left him alone.
Here's the closing moments. Just have a few words there for us.
It was all the time, all the way up the straight. I'm thinking, how many times have they been caught in front, you know? So I'm just trying to save a bit, as much as I can, until I get to the elbow before I go and give him a smack. Because he just does tend to drift left.
As you say so many times, the first over the last doesn't win.
That's right, and I knew the other horse was there, and I thought, got to hang on. I'm so lucky, because only Adam should have been on the horse. You know, I'm very fortunate.
He was injured.
He's done all the work with the horse, and, you know, he's just so unlucky to have broken his leg. And
well, there's lots of luck and lots of bad luck around in the National, isn't there?
Yeah, it is, yeah. You've got to feel sorry for him. He's done it well, look at him, he keeps galloping, isn't he? For a big horse, he's great. But he didn't have to operate.
He's done a great job.
Yes.
Yeah. Carl's done a great job, but don't forget Andrew, who would have ridden him.
That's right, he's done all the work. Yeah, I was just on the steering job on the day.
Now, have a look at this, Carl. We've got something else to show you here.
All right.
These are the boys watching you win.
Poor bugger. Yeah, that's Andrew Adams there.
And that's Andrew.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Who would have had the ride.
That's right.
And that's Mark Pittman, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, poor old Andy.
He wanted it to win. Look at that.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
I think I'll buy the lads, will they?
I think you should. Yeah.
Brilliant. They don't mind who wins, they're not.
They're riding it for you.
Yeah. God. It's great just to get
Best day of your life, Carl?
Oh, by far. Nothing compares with it. It's brilliant before you jump off, let alone the race, you know.
What's the biggest race you've won before this?
Well, the Ritz at Cheltenham 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Tipping Tim. That's the biggest one before this. But doesn't quite compare, does it?
Where are you from originally?
South Wales. Yeah, Pembrokeshire.
With a name like that, you'd have to be, really.
That's right. Yeah, good place down there.
So a wonderful day. And what will you do for the rest of the day? You haven't got any more rides.
Yeah, I'm riding the last. Yeah, I've got
one
in the last. Yeah, young hustler, but nice Justin Davis. So
it never stops. It's a busy business.
No, so I have to say the champagne for after that.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Wonderful for you. We're delighted for you.
Thanks a lot.
Carl Llewellyn, the winning jockey of the 1992 Grand National. Well done, Carl.
Cheers. Thanks.
Right, let's check then on the starting prices for the race.
First, number 8, Party Politics, 14 to 1. Second, number 11, Romany King, 16 to 1. Third, number 18, Laura's Bow, 12 to 1. And fourth, number 3, Docklands Express, the 15 to 2 favourite.
Now, what happened to yours? Let's find out as we go through the rerun of the race now with Bill and Richard.
Yes, they were all crowding over towards the inside at the off. It looked as if they were very keen indeed. Pretty good race. Rowlandson's Jewels just a little slow way, but at this stage it doesn't really matter.
It does. The older horse, Golden Minstrel, right up there on the inside. Eamon Murphy's determined to get himself a good position. They've all, as you say, Richard, they've lined up on the inside. Gone are the days where they spread themselves out so much. They're much happier to go up to the inner now.
Yes, that's just as they come across the Melling Road there. This is when the boys start to take a pull. They've pretty well got their position, but it's evident now that a lot have drifted over towards the middle to outer, but it's Golden Minstrel going up the paint.
Right up in the centre there, Brown Windsor. Richard Dunwoody got this horse with the blinkers on, a little bit keener, got him right up. Drake jumped by the leader. They all jumped this very well, barring Rawhide, who we lose just at the back.
Yes, and that was again a typical first fence unseated rider because he jumped it well, and down he went. Our camera in the fence itself, showing the runners coming up and over, and this is a big point in their strategy. If they can land safe over this, they know that at least they've got some control. Golden Minstrel on the inner, and there's little Brown Windsor in the middle of the field. Nearest to us, of course, we've got Di Tegg on Forest Ranger.
Character Reference in the bright colours just on the outside of him. He's quite a free runner, and he's jumped round here tremendously well for a little horse.
A huge jump there from Golden Minstrel. He's been round a few years. Creeping up the inner again, you can see several of the runners hitting the paint there, and just with the blinkers in is Wilsford.
On the middle there, over the road, he was fourth last year. He's right up in the firing line. Right over on the far side, we've got New Hayland jumping now. Another good jump by Brown Windsor. Forest Ranger behind him. Then Wilsford right on the rail. Jamie Osborne scraping the rail right down the inside on What's the Crack.
Yes, the boys have got over that ditch. They know that they've got the big bogey, the first bogey out of the way, and Golden Minstrel is really standing off a million, you know. But the runners, basically on this good ground, managing to jump. And at the back of the field, there is Twin Oaks. Now, he went down very steady for a long way. Neil just picking his ground. But most of the runners coming over wide as they run down towards the brook.
Gopher, former Hennessy winner, been round here before, right up in the firing line, just on the outside of Brown Windsor, put in a great jump there. He's jumped much better than he did in his first visit round here when he was a little bit overcautious.
What's the crack with the blinkers, Bill? Nearest to us, Jamie Osborne with almost a flat style. There's Wilsford also blinkered, Forest Ranger in the red, and up front, little Golden Minstrel. But right down the paint on the far side, what's the crack, and Jamie Osborne. Here, though, Beecher's Brook, the horse to watch is Brown Windsor. He's in the centre of the following group, just behind the leader. Watch him. He puts in a short one, fiddles, lands too steep, and, well, bad luck for Woody. You can't get away with that. As they float over, Twin Oaks jumping it now and landing safe. His head just nodded a little. That was a good jump over Beach. Watch here for just landing out of the picture, in fact, is Brown Windsor, who knuckles as he lands.
There was a pretty unlucky fall there. That horse just popped in a short one going to Beecher's and really could have got away with it many times, but just got himself crossed on landing and paid the penalty. Basically everything else jumping Beecher's in great style, though. Moving on now towards the renowned Foynehaven race. Golden Minstrel's just pulled out a little bit. Wilsford on the inside of him. Jamie Osborne on What's the Crack right on the inside. Forest Ranger in the red colours in about fourth. And Gofar just taking a bit of a funny old step at that one there. Hugh Davis catching hold of him a bit.
Yes, and he cut right across the bow there of character reference. But just look there again at the back. We've got Twin Oaks. He's just never in the race. And at that fence, so Murta pulled up and Honey Bear Mead was the faller. Now, as they go on to the canal turn, you can see that the riders are pretty much over towards the near side. Normally, you'd come further out to cut across here, Bill, to get a good turn.
Yeah, they haven't really pulled out that much, and you see Golden Minstrel really jumps straight on, really, and Eamon Murphy has to pull him right round, come round. Right on the outside, one jumps very far out to the outer, and Steersby, who's never really been in love with Aintree, he doesn't want to jump it at all, right at the back. Twin Oaks is there, and we're just losing one on that. Here's another shot of it from the landing side. Wilsford in front. Golden Minstrel, Forest Ranger, Gopher over the road. Character reference, Cool Ground, Docklands Express, Huntworth. Roads and Jewels in the inside, and there he goes. It's time to get off.
Yes, that was Honey Bear Mead's rider, and in fact I thought he'd already gone, but that was a real unseated. Nicky Mann, only a youngster, he'll get more chances. But Wilsford here, who'd been pulling hard early on, really attacking the fences. The Grey stay on tracks. Chris Grant just nursing him, trying desperately to lay the ghost here. He's been second 3 times. But look at the leaders, relaxed, giving them plenty of space to jump here, and that isn't a bad place to be as you jump these fences. Michael Welby asking for a big one. He gets it on the inside, still going round the shortest way. We've got What's the Crack, and behind him, the mauve colours, Richard Guest, his hands full on this youngster, Romney King, who runs such a good race.
Just in behind the leaders, just started to creep to get into the races. The eventual winner, Party Politics, in about 7th place, in 5th place. A great big horse there he is. They're on the outside. Golden Minstrel will come into this ditch before they come back onto the racecourse, jumping it in super style. Right on the inside there, we've got Twin Oaks, who's been struggling throughout the race really at the back and not really ever got into a challenging position.
And Cool Ground, who'd been a fair way back from the early stage. You can just see him at the bottom of the picture there, the yellow star, blue colours. He's just going to jump and take off now, but he stood off that very, very long way. But he'd always been struggling, although he gets into the race a little later on.
Bonanza Boy in the red colours, I'm afraid he's found his ground much too lively at the back there, and he's finding the job a lot too tough for him. On the outside there, Gloria's Bow in the green colours, a little bit off the pace. The ground wouldn't really have been soft enough for him today, and he's just had a little bit of trouble keeping in touch.
But nevertheless runs on beautifully. But the pattern has been established by now. Wilsford's still full of running. Well, I know they've got a long way to go here, but Jenny Pittman likes to have her horses up the front, and Michael Bowlby has given this horse a very good ride. Good to see Eamon Murphy on the one on the outside, Golden Minstrel. Remember, he had actually suffered a split spleen earlier on this season. These boys, Bill, must be very keen.
He was out for a while, but there's certainly no pain to him today. He's been having a great meeting here. Gofar there with the blinkers on. Route Beaker on the inside, character reference. You can see Docklands Express has been tracking Cool Ground nearly all the way. Skew obviously wanted to keep him closely in his sights. They come back onto what will be the second last next time round, and it's still Wilsford and Golden Minstrel flying along there in front, been giving a real exhibition of jumping.
And of course, coming up to face what will be to many a bogey fence, and that Gofar again jumped across left-handed, Bill.
Gofar's definitely jumped better than he has before, but he's always been a little bit snaky at them and never really wanting to go and do it in the best of fashions.
Well, one thing for sure, that Michael Bowlby is going to get a good look at the chair when he gets there. Just put a short one in there. That isn't a bad thing to be able to do. But they're just opening up, these leaders, Bill. They're starting to stretch them.
They are. This ground is absolutely perfect ground, I should think, and they've just got to... It's not too fast to do any damage, but they're really making it a true race here. And these two old horses absolutely bouncing on, loving and jumping from fence to fence. Third place Gopher. On the outside over the road, on the inside there's Forest Ranger, tracked with Party Politics. Here's the chair, super jump by the leaders. We lose Rollison Jules here, but basically everything jumps very, very well indeed.
And there is Brad. He gets fired out of the plate. Again, a typical thing. The horse dropped his legs into the ditch and in front. Have a look from the ditch itself as Golden Minstrel clears the top of us, and most of the runners now getting a good view of this fence. Sometimes you can't see it, but let's see if we can just pick up Brad. He's towards the back. I think he's over towards the right, and of course this is an even ditchier shot, isn't it? But by then Brad knows his fate. He is on the floor.
Now as they're coming down, you can see these horses, a fair old drop to it, all going away. Brad, who loses on the inside of it, on the outside, there's Laura's Bow going through. Who's to say, had a little bit of ground always to make up on this. And there goes Brad, out he goes. Good night, nurse.
A horrible feeling, but at least nobody was behind him to give him a kick. Now this is the easiest jump on the course, the water jump, and it's a confidence restorer, having jumped the huge fence there at the chair. Gopher jumping straight there, not interfering at all with Forest Ranger on his inside, and still plenty of horses on their feet. 22 of them, little over half, get round. Back to the water, the leaders clearing. And this is how the benefit of a water jump when it's exactly in front of the grandstands and it's perfectly jumpable.
Truly spectacular sight to see horses jumping water well. They're going out now onto the race, away from the racecourse, onto the first fence for the second time. They've still got Wilsford and Golden Minstrel making the lead. Forest Ranger right on the inside, Gofar on the out of him. Party Politics. Hot Plate is just moving up. He's been moving up nicely all the way through. Ginger McCain's runner, Graham McCourt, who wasn't actually overly excited about riding him round here today, but I think if you asked him right now, he said he had the whale of a time, because this horse jumps super from now on.
Well, he's really got warmed up. We're coming on towards the 17th, and it's Huntworth is the only casualty here. He actually pulls up old Huntworth. I think he's had his best chances now. Now, here, this was the first, last time round. They played at Survivors. Now they can play at being jockeys. We'll go back and look at this from another angle. The leaders still the same. They've been in the van for a long, long time now. Golden Minstrel and Wilsford leading them over. Huntworth, the only one that goes out here. Good jump on the inside there from Golden Minstrel. Leads them down. Eamon Murphy sitting up, looking where he's going. Coming into the action, we've got Hot Plate into third place. Graham McCourt, who's fallen at the first 3 times, delighted to be up there. Although he said it's not his favourite race, by golly, he's enjoying it now. A character reference on the outside in the lime green colours, giving Darren O'Sullivan a great ride there. And here is Gofar, Huell Davis, and their Cool Ground, the nearest he's been, Bill.
Martin Lynch has run a beautiful race in this horse, creeping along. He doesn't want to be in front too soon. Romney King right on the inside, going very well. There's the winner, the great big long striding horse that he is. On the outside of him is Stay on Track's the grey, and a character reference on the outside of him.
Things really start to take shape, don't they? What's the Crack and Jamie Osborne just starting to hang a bit. They hang backwards from here on in. But Wilsford, who's put up a tremendous show, joined in front by Hot Plate. Ginger McCain's runner, his ears are pricked. See him change legs there as he rights himself and really puts in a super leap at that fence. But Party Politics ominously creeping on their heels. What a good race Carl has ridden. Of course, whoever wins has ridden a good race, but he's bringing this horse in to the action just at the right time. Now, as the hedge that heralds Beecher's Brook for the second time, here they are, and it's the 22nd Mr. Ed is the faller. Cloney Grange gets brought down. Have a look from a different angle and look towards the middle of the picture for Mr. Ed. He's in those quite bright colours.
There he goes now. I think Cloney Grange, he fell on his own. I think he managed to do all on his little lonesome to get down on the floor there. Both didn't jump well apart.
And the stragglers know their fate by now. Take another look and you will see that the two horses do go incidentally. There they go. That's a typical fall at Beecher's. Nose hits the ground, you can't recover from that. Plenty of runners in. It's the good ground that decrees how many horses finish in this race. Coming up to it, Wilsford still leads. Hot Plate on the far side. Coming into the canal turn. We've got just one horse who goes here, and it's Kittinger. Kittinger, who's in the green colours. So let's see if they'll pull out and cut across. Josh Gifford used to jump this fence better than anyone, I think.
And they just about got it right this time. Right on the inside, Wilson was very good round there. Hot Plate lost a little bit of ground. Some of the others are just struggling on, as they further out they go, the further ground they've got to get round.
And this shows you exactly what a turn it is.
Romany King just touching down in front there. He's run a cracking race for a relatively young and experienced horse. Twin Oaks is getting into the race very slowly. Laura's Bow you saw go past there.
That's Radical Lady, one of the two mares, and Seagram just going through the picture, always struggling. But back as they face home for the second and last time, now it gets exciting. Wilsford just starting to drop back in the light blinkers.
Yeah, some of the ones who've been up with the leaders, he and Forest Ranger just starting to crack a little bit, going particularly well, particularly as we know he won. We see political pop, or his name
Party
now.
Politics.
Party Politics will do for now. He's going very well in behind. Romany King here has put a beautiful jump there. Stay on Tracks, the grey horse, right in behind the leaders, and he looked to be might take a hand in everything here.
Chris has really crept up there on Stay on Tracks again. He has produced his horses so many years previously at the right times, but has never got the result. We only have one who pulls up here, and it's Seagram. He's out the back when Nigel Hawkes sensibly decides to call it a day. They had their glory 12 months ago. It isn't going to be a return. Now, up ahead, it is the big giant on the outside and the youngster Romany King on the inner. Romany King, a young Richard Guest, who only a few years ago, you know, was really struggling for rides. He's won a champion hurdle, and he's run so well now in the Martell Grand National. But Party Politics has gone for home. Carl Llewellyn on this giant of a horse, second in the Hennessy, has decided, if they're going to come to me, I am going to make them work. As we look back, it's Romany King, and then Stay on Tracks, and Skew working like a dervish on Little Docklands Express in the yellow cap on the outside.
It's proved a winning move, this by Carl. He takes a good look round there, doesn't he? He wants to just make sure he knows what everyone else is doing behind him. But he's just kicked for home, and he's broken Docklands Express. A little bit of last reserves of petrol there, because Skew's had to get him off the bridle now and go chasing after this great big horse as he's set sail for home at the second last.
That look told him what he wanted to know, that they were struggling behind him. You can see Skew working hard there in third place, and Cool Ground, who's always been struggling to get into the action. But that aerial shot does just show that the followers have got a lot to do. A good clean jump at that one just really seals his fate.
Twin Oaks has been making up a lot of ground trying to get into fourth place, right on the inside in the green colours. We just saw Laura's Bow, but this great big horse, he's really striking for home now, and I say it's made a tactical move that's really paid off. A great jump at the last, by both the first and second. Tremendous jump there.
In fact, he saw a long stride, but Laura's Bow there, now second in our picture, really starting right, always been struggling because the ground is too lively for that one. But Frank Berry would have been a very popular winner. So many of the beaten trainers and jockeys would have done. But here, they're coming towards the elbow. It's a long, long way still, and as Carl Llewellyn told Des Lynam in his interview afterwards, he's seen a lot of horses stop and be overhauled here. Richard Guest knows that he's run a brilliant race, but he is not going to take a national this year. Carl Llewellyn for Nick Gaisley. This is Patricia Thompson. Spare a thought for David Stoddard, who bred this horse and sold him only last week. Party Politics going to the line. He's by Politico. He died last year. The stallion used to stand in Northumberland. Romany King by Dick Whittles, Queensford stud at Dorchester-on-Thames. He was out of Winsome Lady. Have a look at the last, and a big jump here, Bill.
Really tremendous jump by these two leaders. Look at that super jump, and by Docklands Express. Laura's Bow, they're watching the blinkers and the green colours. He steps right through it.
And Twin Oaks back in 5th place. That's probably the nearest he ever got, Bill.
Yep, he was always on a struggle. Carl Llewellyn made a point of not picking his whip up until the elbow. He remembers how many horses can run round here and start to veer off. He keeps hold of him, trying to keep him at balance, going for the elbow. Romney King's got no more to give now, as they're really struggling.
Quite amazing for a horse who's had 2 operations on his wind, his respiratory system. He's been known for breaking blood vessels, but on this day where it really, really matters, that great lolloping stride takes him to the line. David Stoddard used to own this horse, bred him, is a Jockey Club member and a gentleman. He'll be pleased that he sold the horse well. He'll be pleased for the new owners. But for Carl Llewellyn, who is the landlord of the Star pub in Sparshot near Lambourne, well, I should think they'll be popping the corks already. And can Carl resist? No, all the jockeys say they'll never punch the air, but it happens. And Patrick Martell, Monsieur Martell, who's the president of the sponsoring firm, making the presentation to Mrs. Patricia Thompson from the Cheveley Park stud in Newmarket, very heavily into flat horses. I'm sure, though, that this victory in the world's greatest steeplechase will certainly go down in her memory and stay there for a long time. You cannot take this sort of thrill away from anyone as long as they have a breath in their body. Madame Martell with her husband there, and this, the first sponsorship. They are very keen racing people, and I can tell you, the longer the race goes under their banner, the more excited and the more involved they'll get. In fact, already David Barron has named a couple of horses after them, hoping they would buy. Now, Party Politics, a very apt winner. We had Seagram last year. That couldn't have been a more coincidental bet, and those of you who do bet for coincidences will have been on this one, I'm sure. Now, Party Politics, the winner at 14 to 1, Romney King second at 16 to 1, Laura's Bow from Ireland third at 12 to 1, and Docklands Express, the 15 to 2 favourite, finished 4th. There were 22 finishers out of the 40 runners.
Richard, Bill, thank you very much for sorting all that out for us. Now, what we're going to do, I think, before we bring you the rugby results and the football results, incidentally, I've got one football result that's just come in now. Manchester City 4, Leeds 0. So that's